Good night everyone. Welcome back again at my YouTube channel. I'm Felix Saputra from Bina Sarana Informatika University. Thank you for joining me in the session today. Before I start, I will present about meeting 10 study forum lab English class at my campus. Okay, let's go for part 1. I will start it. Presenter said, so we are back in the studio. Welcome back everyone. My name is Rick Walker. From our laptops to our televisions, from the display on our smartphones to those on our sat nerves, we are in the front of screen all the time. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to disconnect completely? To choose not to have access to the internet? If you have, you may be in need of a digital detox, a total switch off from all things digital. The idea of people taking a digital detox is becoming more and more popular, especially amongst young people. And today, we are joined by someone who is tried a number of digital detox activities and is here to give us some advice about it. Amanda Vince, welcome to the studio. Amanda said, thank you very much. And presenter said, so Amanda, you work for a fashion magazine in the London, right? I guess your work means you need to be online a lot. Amanda said, oh yes, apart from the hundreds of emails I get every day, I'm always browsing fashion websites as well as online videos. They also need to be very active online, especially on Twitter and Instagram, sharing what we are doing in the magazine, interacting with designers, photographers, influencers. It never stops, literally. Then of course there's my friend and family to keep in touch with online too. And for me, my work grew out of my passion, so friends and work colleagues aren't two totally separate groups of people, and it all gets a bit messy online sometimes. I think I'm online for at least 12 hours a day. Presenter said, so how did you get the idea for a digital detox? Amanda said, I read a book about it called Log of How to Stay Connected After Disconnecting. The author's name is Black Snow. That book gave me some really good advice and made me think about trying to change some of my digital habits. I started with removing distraction. And presenter said, what do you mean by that? And Amanda said, that of alerts, buzzes, alarm, or notification of any kind. I had notifications set up for everything, and it meant I was always being forced to look at my phone. Removing all of them except for important contact helped me focus immediately. The book also made a really good point that we should ask ourselves why every time we take out our phone. I realized that most of the time I looked at my phone were because I was trying to avoid or ignore something else happening right in the front of me. It was an automatic habit. And presenter said, I have to confess to happen to me too. But what else are you going to do when you are standing in line in the bank or waiting for your train? Amanda said, okay, yes, I'm the first to admit that it's great for helping time go by. But speaking personally, I found it wasn't just checking my phone to kill time when I was alone. I was also doing it with my friend or family around. Presenter said, right? Well, so far this doesn't sound too drastic. turning off notification, and becoming aware of when we use our devices. That sounds easy. Amanda said, yes, it's the first step. Once we begin to realize just how much of a grip our devices have on us, then we are ready to really take this next step. First, my partner and I did a weekend with absolutely no screens. She found it easier than I did. For me, it was a little bit scary at first, but it turns out to be a pretty rewarding experience. And presenter said, a whole weekend? Huh. I don't know if I could. And Amanda said, I think everyone has to do this at their own pace. If a weekend feels too much, maybe just try for an evening, then work your way up to more a guarantee. Once you have tried it, you want to try it again. We're going to try for a whole week in the summer. And presenter said, okay, let's pause there then and see what our listener have to say. You can call it her directly or send us a message on any of our social media channel. Oops, should I be saying that? Anyway, more after the break. Part 2, complete this text. A man said, how did it go? And woman said, I think it went quite well. I did a lot of research and prepare a lot. I was in there, I don't know, half an hour. And man said, and what did they say? And the woman said, nothing much. At the end, I asked them what happens now, and the woman said, I will call back with news 3 or 4 days. And man said, really? And woman said, yeah, I think I've got a job. There weren't a lot of other people. I was the only interview that day, you know. And the man said, well, good luck with it. Okay, next to B. And man say, anyway, you would say. And woman said, oh yeah, let's see, yes. So I was in the museum and there were, I don't know, 100 people waiting to get into the room. Finally, I got it. And I tried to see the Mona Lisa, but I could not look at it. And the man said, why not? And woman said, because the room was filled of people taking photographs of it. The man said, oh, right. And the woman said, yes, and selfies. And the man said, wait a minute, you can take photos when you in there. And the woman said, yes, but you can't use flash. I don't know. Why do we take photos of everything we see when we travel? And the man said, I know, and we never look at the photos after. And the woman said, exactly, I'm tired of always taking photos. I don't feel I'm enjoying things. Next, C. Start for man. And the man said, who took this? Woman said, I can't remember. And the man said, what am I doing? And the woman said, you are sitting in the sofa, watching TV and eating a chocolate. Nothing changes. And the man said, huh? Very funny. You look very young there. And the woman said, I know. Look at my hair. It was so long. And the man said, mine too. Look at me. Hey, I think I know who took this photo. And the woman said, who? Was it that? And the man said, no, it wasn't that or mom. Do you remember Barry? And the woman said, no. And the man said, yes, you do remember Barry, your boyfriend at high school. You were 17 and he was 16, and he was so very polite. Hello, I'm Barry. It's very nice to meet you. And the woman said, stop it. He was nice. And the man said, yeah, well, he took the photo. Next, the start for the woman said, let's see. Okay, I'm glad we could talk about this. It's not easy to say. And the man said, what? And the woman said, well, you are not in a group for the class project. And the man said, what do you mean? You know, I'm always in a group with you. And the woman said, I know, it's just that this time we made the group differently and because you are late. And the man said, ah, I see. You don't want me in the group? And the woman said, no, it isn't that. It's that we have already made the group, see? There is 4 of us already. And the man said, so we can't be a group of 5. And woman said, well, the teacher said 4 people per group. And the man said, oh. And the woman said, it's not about you or your work or anything like that. It's, well, we already have the group. And the man said, so I have to find another group. And the woman said, I'm sorry. Well, that's all from me, Felix. Thank you for listening to my presentation and conversation. I hope what I have shared will be useful for all of you. Thank you very much and see you guys. Bye.